Hey kinfolk, Brian here with the Bearded Axe, and today's episode is about decorum shoes and boots. And I did a review on these bad boys about a year ago, and they were already old at that point, and they're kind of falling apart. And I decided to get some new ones from that same manufacturer, the Viking Leathercraft. And I think these will definitely solve a bit of the issues that I had with the last one. And but as you can see, there's no tread on the bottom, and so we're gonna work on that today. We're gonna put on some new tread. I tried to go through a cobbler, and the guy was gonna charge me like $150 to put a new sole on it. Yeah, that was way too much, and I could probably do it better and for way less money. So here we go. Hey Ken folks, so my audio got corrupted and it just was a wreck, but I was able to salvage the video. And what I'm doing here is I'm removing the heel from the boot because I can't attach any of the tread or the foam cushioning to the actual shoe with that on. And I'm using a 5-in-1 scraper. It's a real cheap tool. You can get it at Walmart or Home Depot or something just for a few dollars, and it's really useful. Just like that, just comes right off. And the next step is for the foam cushion between the sole and the boot, is you want to trace it out with a Sharpie. Real simple, real easy. And then when you're ready, you got the pattern. You want to cut that out on a tabletop jigsaw. You can cut it out with scissors, whatever. With the scroll saw, it's just, you get a cleaner, straighter cut. But a razor knife or scissors will work just as good. And again, this foam is really going to be useful for keeping my conditioning or my energy level, as it'll be less impact on my body. So every time I take a step, it'll be kind of like a spring, kind of rebounding a little bit more easily each time. And at the end of the day, my knees and my back won't hurt as much or won't ache as much because there's significantly less impact. All right, so next step is to sand up the soles here and the foam and the rubber sole, so that way the glue has something to really anchor onto and grab onto things. So here we go. Clean it up with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Use this barge glue here, and yeah, first time using this stuff. This thing cost me $12, $14, something like that on Etsy, or not Etsy, but Amazon, and I think that included shipping. It really didn't cost me much for this stuff, but it's a tiny little tube, so hopefully I have enough to do this whole thing. So make sure you're using a fan when you're doing all this, because these fumes are pretty potent and crafter cancer is a thing. So I just turned it off for the sake of this video. And so yeah, I just waited after applying it about 15-20 minutes, and I made sure I got the edges really well, just so, because that's where it's going to start peeling. It's not going to peel in the middle, it's going to peel around the edge. So now that these are ready to go, I'm just going to start with the heel, and I'll work my way forward. Now let's make sure I get those edges and press it in real good. And now we just want to cut around the edge here, trim off all this stuff here, and then we'll glue this straight to the shoe. Alright, now that we have these glued on, let's cut them out. Get them things and stuff. Alright, we got all of our, soles and cushioning all ready to go and cleaned up. Now we just gotta glue it. But of course we gotta clean them up with some alcohol and let it dry before we can throw on some of that barge glue. So here we go. Okay, glue's dry. Barely had enough, but I got it done. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get the right ones together. Nope. Wait, what? Okay, maybe it is. Yeah, that's right. That's the right one. Fold it like a book. Edges together. That's where it's gonna peel first. Alright, Ken folks, so that's it. That's kind of how they look. It's not too bad. I don't know. Maybe putting that bevel might have been a bit too much, but a lot of times when I step to the right, or if I'm hiking, my ankle will roll if I'm really tired, and that kind of broadens my base where I won't it's not likely to do that. But I don't know, we're gonna see how they work. You gotta let it sit for like a day or two for the glue to really cure. And this next week I'm gonna go hiking with them. I'm gonna try and do about 15 miles of hiking total this next week on these shoes, and we'll see how they turn out, and if there's any improvements that I'll probably make on these soles, but also do a full review on the shoe themselves. I'm not gonna deal with the soles, of course. I'm not gonna hold that against the shoe. That's entirely me, obviously, but as of right now, we're gonna go with this, and we'll see. I'm hoping that a lot of the ground will kind of like hide this, and most of the time you're not seeing the shoe at that level. They're more, down at an angle, and you're on grass or dirt or something like that, mud. So yeah, they're a bit too aggressive for the look, but I need some tread and I need some cushioning, and that's why I put that foam and that sole on there. So here we go. So I'll see you in about a week.